why just learning literature was a mission.
Hi guys.
Okay. How you doing? All good? Great. Welcome back to my channel. If you have subscribed, thank you so much. It means the most to me to know that I am inspiring you in some way. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and punch the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I post a video. And yeah, let's get right into it. Oh, actually no, before I get right into it, if you watched my previous video, you would know about my experience, how I got to teach English in Hong Kong. If you didn't, do watch it. It could be life-changing, groundbreaking for you. So just watch that video and let me know what you think. It's about my experience moving to Hong Kong, how I moved to Hong Kong, the company that recruited me to teach English in Hong Kong, and hey, who knows? You could be the next person in Hong Kong teaching English, doing something that you absolutely love, or something you don't know that you love, but eventually sort of fall in love with. Anyway, today's video is going to be about my experience teaching in Hong Kong and living in Hong Kong. So I'm gonna get right into it, okay? We're not about wasting time here. Right into it, straight to the coffee of the day. So a normal working day for me starts at 10 o'clock in the morning. Yes, 10 o'clock in the morning, and I finish work at 6. I have my lunch between 12 and 1. And so it differs. My campus, we are required to start work at 10. Some campuses start at 8, some at 9. We just start at 10, which works well for me because I'm really not a morning person. I don't know how many of us are morning people, but I'm not in that category. I do not fall in that bracket. So yeah, I start work at 10. I finish at 6. I'm home by 7ish, round about there. Because the thing about living in Hong Kong is you want to live somewhere close to your school. You don't want to spend 2 or 3 hours traveling in a day. And yes, it's possible. It's possible to travel 3 hours in a day. Okay, the distance from Mutare to Harare, traveling to school, to work. Okay, it's very much possible. So you want to try and avoid that by all means. So you'd want to get a place that is close to school. The students actually sign up for the lessons or the workshops that we have in a day. So our duty is to come up with lessons that are exciting, that are fun, that actually pique the interest of the students to want to learn English, things that are not so boring or monotonous, fun and exciting lessons. So a lesson could be something about smoothie making, or could be something on just global fashion or global foods or global cultures, and you teach English through those kind of lessons. So they're not only learning English, but they're learning a new skill or just assimilating new knowledge, because the point of teaching English to students is so they can become global citizens. So you want to try and incorporate global elements in their day-to-day English learning, and that's what we do at my campus. In my experience, the students have been so eager to learn. I didn't know what to expect when I got there, but I was really impressed with how the students are so eager to learn, and the fact that they accepted me as a teacher as well, that cultural integration. I remember in one of the introductory lessons we had, and just all the teachers were introducing themselves, and I just came there. I came just with all this just cultural vibe. I'm from Africa. Do you guys know where Zimbabwe is? They're like, no, I don't know where Zimbabwe is. I'm like, okay, great, learning moment. Zimbabwe, I come from Zimbabwe. It's a country in Southern Africa, and just got into that. And after that lesson, they got out knowing exactly where Zimbabwe is. They can say, oh, I've met somebody from Zimbabwe. She is really nice, she's smart, she's intelligent, she's pretty, she's hardworking. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. But they can actually say, I've met somebody from Zimbabwe. They can have something good to say about Zimbabwe, representing the country, whilst teaching English. Teaching is, I'd say, just be confident. I had never taught before. I'd never taught a class before. I mean, I had done some tutoring, but I'd never taught a class before. And when you're expected to teach a class out of the blues, you've never done it before, for some people it could be nerve-wracking, But for me, that experience has really boosted my confidence. And I know this is the same thing for all the other teachers that have been put in the same position.
Okay, maybe not all teachers, but most teachers, including me.
It boosts your confidence, and also it gives you a sense of satisfaction to know that you are doing something, you're seeing the results of the work that you're doing. The student is learning and they are taking in something that they never thought they would, or they never would have had an opportunity of learning if you hadn't crossed paths with them. So that has been my teaching experience. I'm not sure if there's anything I can share about that. For me, my classes are quite small. They're not big classes. The children are not difficult. It's been a really good experience, guys. And I'm not being one-sided, but this has been my experience. If you've had another type of experience, something different, feel free to share it. Living in Hong Kong has been good. I got lucky because I got a place closer to my school. Although I will say that as much as it's closer to my school, but it wasn't. You know how Shakespeare wrote, some are born great, some have greatness thrust upon them, and some, what's the third one?
Okay, I think I meant to say, and some achieve greatness. That's the one.
Okay, I can't get, but the third one's probably what I'm trying to talk about. Oh, Shakespeare. I remember Shakespeare in high school. Oh my gosh, learning literature was a mission, okay? English literature, Shakespeare was just, he was interesting. I enjoyed some of his books, yeah, Romeo and Juliet. Everybody knows Romeo and Juliet, right? For me, I sort of just came upon this place. I fell upon it. I stumbled upon it. And so the school where I teach, right, it's like a college, and so they have college residences, and that's where I decided to stay. My first time in Hong Kong, I didn't know places, I didn't know where to stay, where to go, how far it would be, or how long it would take me to commute to my school. So I sort of just decided to stay in the school residence. And it made my life so much easier, to be honest. I didn't have to worry about paying a lot of rent or commuting, just a whole lot of startup things that you worry about when you just first move into your own place. And it was so close to my school where I work, so I was like, you know what, I'm sorted. I don't need to worry about flat hunting. I don't need to worry about negotiating rent with landlords. But guys, you know what, sooner or later it's gonna catch up with you, because I'm almost just sort of ending my time with my school, moving on to another one, which means I'm gonna be moving places as well. So it has caught up with me, guys. I'm gonna have to do all those things that I avoided when I first got here. But I feel I'm in a better place now because I know a little bit about Hong Kong, I know places that I'd want to stay in and what to expect in terms of rent. So Hong Kong is just one of the most expensive places to stay, guys. It's up there, okay, with the New Yorks in terms of just rent. So real estate is very expensive in Hong Kong. You should be looking at paying about, I'd say, 5,500 to, depends what your cap is, to 12,000 Hong Kong dollars. It depends what your budget is. If you want to live a normal humble life, then 5k, 6k for a bachelor pad. And then moving up, so 5.5 Hong Kong dollars, 5.5 thousand Hong Kong dollars to about 6,000 Hong Kong dollars. That's probably around about 600, 700 US dollars just for a bachelor pad. And when I say a bachelor pad, guys, I'm not talking the bachelor pads that we know from our homes. This is a very subjective topic to talk about, and I will sort of dissect it in another video in terms of just staying in Hong Kong, renting apartments. But if you want to get a picture of what I'm talking about, just Google apartments in Hong Kong so you can just see what I'm trying to get at. So basically, in Hong Kong, you pay for space, right? And that is something that I'm going to have to really, really just sort of look into when I start flat hunting, because for me, space is important, as much as proximity to my school. And nightlife, nightlife, who doesn't like a good night out? But that is something I'll also talk about in another video. So, so yeah, that is my experience basically with just my school, the hours that I start and finish, the lessons. How we plan our lessons is we come up with lessons a month before. So we come up with all those amazing, exciting activities that we want to do with students, and then they put those up onto the portal, and then students can sign up for whatever lesson they want to have on a particular day. So it's never really set on how many students you have at a time. It just depends on how many students sign up for that particular lesson in a day. So you could have one student the one day, you could have 10 students the next day, you know, just just signing up for lessons. So it's never really set in stone, but that is for my level post-secondary. It's much more different from primary and secondary school, which is something that I will talk about in another video as well. God, I feel like I've been saying that a whole lot. But yeah, and so that's basically a day of teaching. Oh, and the other thing as well is, I guess, salary. An entry level salary is probably around about $2,100, about 16K, 17K, depending on the company that is recruiting you, or the company that you're going to be working for, or the school that you are going to be working for. So if you're really good with budgeting, so if you can get an apartment for 5 or 6K, then you have about what? About 9K, 10K, 11K to spend on other things, right? About 1 point something thousand US dollars to spend on other things. And so if you're really good at saving, you can save quite a fair bit amount of that. You know, after groceries, I use about 100 Hong Kong dollars on my data and just calling. I hardly ever call, you know, WhatsApp calls, guys. Ooh, what we did. But yeah, I mean, and I don't have anybody calling in Hong Kong, so, you know. So yeah, I'm $100 on data. Groceries probably about 2,000 to 3,000 Hong Kong dollars, depending with what kind of life you want to live, you know, the bougie life or just the okay life. But you know what though, you're working, you earned your coins, so whatever you spend it on is all up to you, and however much you want to save at the end of the month is also up to you. And yeah, so you can pretty much have a decent life on an entry level salary. And then once you feel you want to move on to another company, that's great. For a better salary, that's good. But definitely, I'd say before you think about moving on to another company, definitely work on your skills, work on your teaching, you know, because you want to provide the best service possible to the students. You want to be a good teacher in the end. You know, nobody wants to be shortchanged. And I feel for yourself as well, it's actually a good thing to do. And I hope I've covered everything on the living and teaching in Hong Kong, according to my experience. If there's anything I left out, comment section, ask me, and I will be happy to respond. As for everything I said is going to be in the next video, guys. I'm gonna be working on it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And remember, say it with me, okay? Say it with me. I am a boss. I am a boss. I am a boss. You're amazing. I'll see you next time.